Today on the Trent Out Loud podcast. Jay-Z and his team are literally calling out everybody. I can't believe they named Jenifer Lopez. Trey Songz and Kevin Liles, that's a relationship I didn't see coming. I don't know how Chris Breezy does it. He keeps his names in the headlines. Akademiks, you better watch out calling out Jay-Z. Rock Nation is looking. I don't care what they say about Britney Spears. I like the online dancing. What up? It's Trent Out Loud, and I'm back with another episode. All right, y'all know how I get down. My favorite day of the week is finally here. It's Friday, and I got a great show set up for you guys before we kick off the weekend. All right, we have a breaking story about Jenifer Lopez potentially being called out as Celebrity B from Jay-Z's lawyer. In lead stories, we're going to talk about Trey Songz and Kevin Liles reportedly have been in a past relationship and now being broken up. Chris Brown and Lil Wayne get accused of spending grant money on themselves. Donald Trump sits down with the CEO of TikTok, and Akademiks calls out Jay-Z. In quick news, we're going to talk Benzino, Lil Durk, Diddy, Cheyenne Bryant, Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, and Christina Aguilera. As always, we're going to close out the show with question of the day and a little bit of sports news. Y'all know what time it is. Turn your TVs, your radio, or your devices up. I'm about to start this show. Let's go. All right, today's breaking news is Jenifer Lopez revealed as Unnamed Celebrity B in lawsuit against Jay-Z and Diddy. All right, that headline is a tad bit misleading. I'm going to read you a quick paragraph from the article, and then I'll give you more context, all right? Jay-Z's lawyer is working overtime to get the lawsuit for Jay-Z dismissed. His lawyer may have revealed that Jenifer Lopez is the unnamed celebrity in the documents filed on Wednesday, December the 18th. We cannot verify that this is fact, but everybody has been speculating, and the speculations lead to Jenifer Lopez. All right, so I have up beside me the headline from this blog. I'm going to put up another one just to show you guys that it's kind of semi-viral going on out here. There's a couple of posts that have said it. And I just think people are getting a little ahead of themselves. I'm going to read to you the document where people are getting this idea from. So the sentence reads, photos of the night in question show Mr. Combs and Jenifer Lopez at both Lotus and Twirl nightclubs in New York City. NBC reported that the photos separately show that Mr. Carter was at Lotus following the VMAs. All right, so that was a little snapshot of the document submitted. So let me tell you why people are speculating this, because in a court document like that, every single word, every single comma means something. And why would Jay-Z's lawyer just throw out Jenifer Lopez's name? He could literally just say Diddy was in this picture and Jay-Z was in this picture. They're trying to show that they were both at separate places. I do think that Jay-Z's lawyer is being strategic by putting in Jenifer Lopez's name out there, and that's where some of these blogs are picking this up. He did not have to say it. So is he indirectly telling us that it is Jenifer Lopez so that it could get some attention off Jay-Z? We have another segment coming up. I think it's our fourth lead story where Akademiks is calling out Jay-Z for being ruthless and literally like only thinking for himself, separating himself from Diddy. We told you guys yesterday, or maybe it was the day before, how Jay-Z's lawyer is like, Diddy and I were never even, that Diddy and Jay-Z were never even friends. There's no bond. Everybody has been dispelling that. I dispelled it. I played videos and showed you guys pictures. So is this Jay-Z literally throwing Jenifer Lopez under the bus, or is this his lawyer just putting her in there to allude to the fact that she was in the picture? You guys let me know. I do think it's a little dirty for him to do that, but a lawyer is hired to clear your name, and Jay-Z and his legal team is literally just going to whatever lengths and will throw anybody in this documentation filed to clear his name. Y'all let me know if you think it's fair or not fair in the comment section below, or send me an email. Our first lead story. Word on the street is Kevin Liles and Trey Songz were in more than just a business partnership. Some are claiming they were in a relationship, as in like a committed relationship, and that their breakup could have been a major factor in Trey Songz' career declining. All right, I'm going to play a little clip and then we'll talk about it on the other side. Take a listen.
You see Kevin Liles just step down? That is the beginning. Kevin Liles and Trey Songz was in a relationship for a long time.
All right, we're going to actually play the beginning clip of that in another segment, but this person who shall remain nameless, because everybody is throwing out cease and desist letters around here, so I'm going to be quiet. So this person is alluding to the fact that Diddy is behind bars, and literally, like I said earlier about Jay-Z, everybody is kind of like all for themselves right now, every man for themselves. And Trey Songz, for those of you who don't know, has been reported as being worse than Diddy. Yes, I know that sounds crazy, but there has been multiple civil lawsuits that Trey Songz has settled. Not saying that that's guilty, but there has been numerous stuff. And they're saying that his story is actually even worse than R. Kelly's. Do your research on it if you want to. So people are alluding to the fact that that Diddy is behind bars and literally trying to get his name cleared by calling out other people, right? You all know how the feds work. You get me arrested. Hey, you give me something, I'll give you less time or whatever. So that's where this story is coming from. And people are saying in 2025, when everyone's back to work, Trey Songz might be the next one called out, and Kevin Liles is reportedly getting the short end of the stick, right? Ooh, no pun intended. And for those of you who don't know who Kevin Liles is, Kevin Liles used to be the vice president or the president of Def Jam, right-hand man to Russell, Russell, why am I forgetting his right name, his last name right now? Russell Simmons, sorry. Right-hand man to Russell Simmons. And for those of you who know, Russell Simmons, he has probably as much allegations as everybody else. He's out somewhere in Bali. He's not even staying in the States. So this is all just a mess. Every time I talk to you guys about this, I say that the music industry and the entertainment industry is no longer going to be the same. I think 2024 was just the precipice of everything being called out and all of these guys being exposed. Stay tuned. 2025 is going to be a movie. Our second lead story, Lil Wayne and Chris Brown reportedly spend nearly $14 million in grant money on private jets, parties, and more. The grants were given out as a lifeline for struggling independent venues and art groups during the 2020. That's a word that I can't say, but you guys know what happened in 2020, right? Yes, YouTube will totally flag the video. So let me give you guys some context on this. I'm going to read to you what Chris Brown spent his money on, and then I'll read to you what Lil Wayne did, okay? So they're saying Chris Brown spent $5 million on himself, $1 million on insurance, $800,000 on his manager, $500,000 on his accountant, $500,000 on his lawyer, crew payroll, celebrity basketball tournament, $100,000 on his birthday party, and then $1 million on everything else. Lil Wayne spent his grant money on his ex-manager. Sorry, let me see. $2 million on his ex-manager, $1 million on private jets, $500,000 to lawyers, accountants, clothes, and etc. So there's one here thing that says mystery woman for $15,000, and then $1 million for everything else. So look, I'm not standing up for these guys, but I will just give you guys a little bit of context, okay? These guys are entertainers. They have when you have an entertainment company, your taxes are set up differently. You can write off parties. You can write off cars. A lot of these celebrities that you see with cars and Lambos, whatever, it's a tax write-off for them because all they have to say is, we're in the entertainment industry. We need cars like this to get ourselves online. 50 Cent just bought somebody a Lambo, and everyone's like, yeah, tax season, of course. Like, give you an example. If you make $100 million, you'll get taxed, let's say, whatever. That's Yeah, let's keep it simple, okay? Let's say you make $1 million and you get taxed. You'll probably get taxed $400,000. But if that $1 million and you say, hey, I used half of that $1 million on cars and parties, etc., that brings your intake, your income now from $1 million to 500, and then you're taxed on that 500. And that tax on 500 will only be, let's say, like 100,000. So instead of spending $400,000 on tax, you could buy cars, say that it's a business expense, and pay less taxes. So either you put the money to your cars and parties or to the government. So that's what this seems like to me. If you see, there's lawyers, there's accountants, and I don't know about that mystery woman, whatever, but entertainers can write off a lot of things that us people that are not in the industry can write off. Just want to put it out there. You guys let me know. I'm sure a lot of people are still not going to agree with it. And I think more importantly, it shouldn't be Chris Brown and Lil Wayne. It should be the government. Why did they give them those grants? You would have to show that you're not being profitable to get those grants. So the bigger question is, why did you give those grants to Chris Brown and Lil Wayne? They followed what they're able to do by spending it on those things that they're allowed to spend it on. So that's just it. Comment below, and I'm very interested to see what you guys think. Our third story. Trump meets with TikTok CEO as company asks Supreme Court to intervene with the ban. TikTok CEO met with Donald Trump at Mar-a-Lago as the company urges the Supreme Court not to block the ban. So I have literally been updating you guys almost every day with TikTok. I'm a content creator. I have a lot of friends out there who make money off of TikTok. So I want to just give you guys as much information, and also people who just like being on the app. All right. So Trump meeting with TikTok is huge. That's why I want to give you guys the update. And Trump has said that he has a soft spot for TikTok because he won a lot of the youth vote, and he says it's responsible. And the reasons why he won a lot of those youth votes were because of TikTok. Trump meeting is really good. Like I told you guys yesterday, the fact that now TikTok is going to be heard by the Supreme Court, it allows them time to slow the process down. The Supreme Court, I told you guys yesterday, are still not going to stop the ban, but that 1 or 2 day overlap, the ban is the 19th, and Trump gets into office on the 20th. So Trump has said that he will try to slow it down or try to help them. And now that the fact that they're meeting at Mar-a-Lago, that's a very, very good sign for TikTok. We will see what Trump is able to do or not do. Our fourth lead story. It's all about the bag. DJ Akademiks calls out Jay-Z and says he likes the fact that Jay-Z says he doesn't know Diddy. All right, I'm going to play a clip from Akademiks in a minute. I won't be able to play much because he's swearing so much. It will literally just be like beeps, beeps, beeps the whole time, all right? But I kind of like what Ak is doing here, and I kind of don't like it. Listen to the clip, and then let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, all right? Listen to this.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I like the fact that he's saying he don't know Diddy. Hey, one thing I admire about Jay-Z, I told you, Jay-Z's a cold nigga, and I like that about him. Yo, y'all cop title. This for the black community. Everybody cop it? Yo, Jack Dorsey, come here. You wanna buy this bitch?
If you listen carefully, you could tell he's being sarcastic, and he's basically just saying he thinks he's being dirty. Ak has always walked the fine line when it comes to Jay-Z. Just the other day, like me, he says, hey, we know that Rock Nation is out here watching all the bloggers and all the YouTubers, and they'll send cease and desist letters. So he's saying this, but sarcastically. I want to know what you guys think about Jay-Z, like we spoke about with the Jenifer Lopez thing. Do you feel like Jay-Z doesn't care about his friends? Does he really not have friends? And as soon as somebody goes down, he will just distance himself from everybody? Akademiks also alludes to the fact of him, owning Tidal and then saying, and telling everybody, I'm one of the only black streaming platforms, support me, support me, support me. And as the community, the black community, brown community, hip hop community goes towards Tidal instead of being on Spotify or Apple, and then he sells the company to Jack Dorsey. Is it Dorsey? Whatever, the former CEO of Twitter. So Ak is all saying like, yo, you kind of just are like a culture vulture almost, right? Where it's like you are going to, which it's crazy to call Jay-Z a culture vulture, but yeah, Ak is kind of just alluding to the fact that Jay-Z will do whatever he has to do to get people on his side, to get the culture on his side. And as soon as the bag comes around, or as soon as he has an opportunity to distance himself, he will, and he'll forget all about you guys. So I don't know, man. Jay-Z has done a lot for the community. I really just don't know how I feel about this. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. All right, this brings us to quick news. Ring my bell. Benzino responds to a clip of him going viral online. All right, this is dealing with a really serious issue, so I'm not going to play the clip online. I just don't want to, all right? I'm talking to the people who know about this story, and if you don't, just Google Benzino viral and you'll hear about it. So there's a video going out and 50 Cent posted it and everybody was like, oh my gosh, is Benzino all right? And people, of course, were worried and concerned about Benzino. And Benzino came out the next day and was like, sorry, y'all, I was just acting and that was me auditioning for a movie role. And people are literally tearing him up online for two reasons, because just nobody wants to hear those things and see that, regardless if people like Benzino or not. Nobody wants to see that kind of thing happen to anybody, right? And yeah, I just think him coming out and blaming it on an audition, like if you watch the video, I don't care how good of an actor you are, Denzel Washington can't act that well. Like that is really happening. So I would have just rather him come out and just be like, hey, I was just going through a bad time or whatever it is, you know what I mean? Or thanks for the concern, but to just use it as kind of just like, oh, I was just acting for a movie. I don't think it's responsible. And yeah, I just don't like it. I'm sure most of you know everything that I'm talking about. Comment below. And like I said, if you don't know, I think maybe the video probably will get taken down soon, but go Google it, come back, and then let me know what you think about it. But I'm really not impressed with Benzino. I really just don't like this entire story. Our second quick story. Lil Durk has reportedly been violating the rules in a California jail despite being instructed to follow specific regulations. According to the court documents, Lil Durk continues to break the rules by making three-way calls using the jail phone. Yo, I really don't understand what's wrong with these guys. They get arrested, they go to jail, and they break the rules in jail. You know what I mean? We heard this exact same story with Diddy. That's one of the reasons why the judge didn't grant him bail. He's like, yo, you're doing things on the outside. We press charges against you. We put you in jail and you're continuing to do things that you said that you wouldn't do. On the flip side, while I was thinking about my comments doing this story, you got to think that if you're in jail, you're probably doing things that are not right. Well, not probably, that you're breaking the rules. So I guess people in jail probably are people who don't like following the rules. Kind of makes sense, but you would think that if you're in there and you're highlighted, like, hey, you've been doing this wrong, and like, I just don't understand why you would be in there. Like, I don't get it, man. I'm lost. All right, our third lead story. If Diddy goes down, everybody goes down. All right, this is part two to the story with Kevin Liles and Trey Songz. We want to just put it in quick stories quickly to play it for you guys. And this is, again, alluding to the fact that Diddy is willing to bring down everybody. Take a listen.
If Diddy goes down, everybody goes down. Oh, it's a bunch of these motherfucking niggas going. You see Kevin Liles?
So I just wanted to highlight this, that what we see in the blogs and the media is literally, I would say, maybe 10% of really what's going on behind closed doors. I have sources and access to certain people in the industry. And even at that, I may have like 20%. There's so much things going on that it would make your head spin. And when you look at the whole Jay-Z and Tony Busby thing, when that came out, it was revealed that Jay-Z and Tony Busby were talking for 2 months. And Jay-Z actually was suing him under a John Doe for 2 months. So if you just take that little piece of information, the fact that Jay-Z was suing somebody and we didn't know about it, and they were talking behind closed doors and we didn't know about it. Some people knew about it and couldn't tell you. But just imagine the things that are going around Hollywood. We heard LeBron James, obviously, all of a sudden just taking 8 days off for personal reasons. What is he doing? Like, it is just bananas. I cannot wait for 2025. Literally, like, the holiday season is my favorite season. I can't wait to be with family and New Year's Eve and all that stuff. But I cannot wait for two things. I can't wait for 2025 to start, and I can't wait for Cat Williams to go and do part 2 on Club Shay Shay and set the tone for 2025. Literally, I'm going to be sitting down like I'm waiting for a movie. That's how excited I am to see that interview, man. It's just so much going on, and I can't wait for it to be all exposed. Our fourth quick story. Y'all feeling it? Donald Trump debuts a new haircut ahead of his presidency. All right, I have a little clip. Let's take a listen.
Everybody having a good time?
I don't think this is Donald Trump's new hairstyle. That's why I played the video. You could see him walking up with his hat in his hand. I just don't think that he was ready to be on camera. That's probably somebody just recording from their iPhone. It looks to be probably from Mar-a-Lago. And I think he just has hat head. I really don't think that this is a new Donald Trump hairstyle. Y'all let me know what you think. And if you think it is new, do you like it? I think this is just hat head. And also, one more thing, side note, I see you guys in the comment section talking about how often I talk about Donald Trump. Every time I talk about Donald Trump, I remind you guys, this is a purple podcast. We're not red. We're not blue. I'm not on Joe Biden's side or Donald Trump's side or Kamala Harris's side. And but I still see you guys saying, oh my gosh, I think Trent is a Donald Trump supporter. He's always talking about him. One comment said, I challenge you not to talk about Donald Trump for an entire week. This is an entertainment and viral podcast. Donald Trump is the president-elect. Yes, I might not talk about Donald Trump for every day of the week, like how Fox and CNN, because they're a political show. But how can I do entertainment and viral news and not talk about the president-elect of the United States? It would literally be impossible. I would be literally missing out on viral news. Donald Trump gets viral attention, and my job is to bring the viral news of what's being talked about that day to you. So just wanted to throw that in there, a little side note. I'm not a Donald Trump supporter. He's just in the news a lot, and he makes headlines. I'm just doing my job, all right? So I'm sure there's going to be somebody in the comment section sounding off, but hey, you have your right to your own opinion, and I'll read it anyways. Our fifth quick story. Dr. Cheyenne Bryant says some black men do not like black women due to their mommy issues, and they say they use white women to get back at them. All right, let me just see. No, I pretty much read this too. All right, so let's just go to the clip, and then we'll discuss it after. Take a listen.
Black men, they have a hate for black women because they have deep-rooted mommy issues. And every time they look at a black woman, they see the pain and the discord and dismantling and the issues that they have with their mother.
All right, first of all, shout out to Cheyenne. I was just with her 2 months ago at Charlemagne the God's Mental Health Alliance. We're on stage together, hanging out. Super cool. Really like her a lot. I really like her opinions. And I know she watches the show, so what's up? However, Cheyenne, I really have to agree with you. It's not all the time I disagree with you. But on this one, I actually really strongly disagree with you. Now, Cheyenne is very, very smart. She put some black men. And obviously, that's easy to say because you could say some people do anything and you could literally, there's no volume on some men. So in technicality, she's correct because some could be three men, right? 3 black men in the world. So that's some. So that's one. She gave herself like a backdoor. But let's talk about the bigger context. She's saying, not to put words in her mouth, but she's pretty much saying that most or like more than half don't like black women because they have issues with their black mom, right? And I wish I could play the whole clip for you, but it's very long. But I just disagree with you because I think when it comes to race and black men choosing white women or black women choosing white men, I just think that it's a broader conversation than to say, oh, a girl that chooses a white man is only because of her dad, and vice versa. When the guy does, it's only because of their mom. Of course, I do agree that in our culture we do have issues, but I just think it's a much wider thing, and maybe it's just a preference. Maybe they just like white women. Like, I have a friend of mine who is a white guy. He just likes Asian women. There's no reason. His mom is not Asian. There's no issues. There's no nothing. He is just very attracted to Asian women. He could see an Asian woman on the street and he's going to look at her no matter what. I have a specific type of woman that I like. It's a lot more broader than just one specific type, but everybody has their preference. And I just think that we put too much weight on like issues, and it could be this and that. It's like, and I'm a big mental health advocate, so I get all of that, but I just think that sometimes we put too much weight on issues and not on the fact that some black men just like white girls. That's really all it is about. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below on this, or send me an email, tryoutloud@cfqr600.com. Our sixth quick story. Britney Spears is back at it, showing off her new hairstyle and her new bathing suit. I just wanted to, I'm going to put up this video beside me quickly. I love Britney Spears' Instagram. I'm sure you must have seen it before, where Britney just turns the camera on and she's normally in a bathing suit and she's just dancing and literally just being her. It's almost like she does these videos for herself, which most people would do, but just not post it to Instagram. And she's just at a time in her life where she doesn't care, right? So like, I love it so much. Yeah, just wanted to shout out Britney. Keep doing you and keep living your life. I don't care what the haters say. Our seventh quick story. Lil Baby says he didn't like that Kendrick Lamar mentioned him in Not Like Us and trying to involve him in something that had nothing to do with him. This was on a video from Charlemagne, an interview with Charlemagne. Really good interview. I love these one-on-one that Charlemagne does in black and white. I really like it. I haven't watched the whole thing yet, but here's a clip, and listen to Lil Baby.
What was your reaction when you heard Kendrick mention you in Not Like Us?
If you and him was arguing, what the hell you gonna say, man? Yeah.
Yeah, so love this interview, love the sit down, and I love even more that he says that. Why is Kendrick Lamar calling and implicating other people and literally just trying to turn everybody against Drake? Yes, I am a huge fan of Drake, all right? I'm Canadian. That's my guy. That's my boy. I've known Drake since like the beginning of his career, before he was even with Trey Songz with Replacement Girl, all right? So I'm always going to ride for Drake, and I like that Lil Baby is riding for his boy too, and be like, yo, Drake and I are friends. Don't put me in your little mix and try to bring more people on your side. Thank you, Lil Baby. Our eighth quick story. Christina Aguilera turns 44 years old. This was from yesterday, by the way. So not exactly sure, but sometime this week, Christina Aguilera turned 44 years old. I have a picture of her beside me. She looks great. She is in her birthday suit, covered up by like hearts and stuff. But she looks great. I want to throw this in here because we're talking about Britney Spears. If y'all remember, her and Christina Aguilera and Britney Spears were like literally head to head back in the day. I loved seeing them. Do they have a song together? I don't think they ever were on a track together, but there was healthy competition and a little bit of beef. But big fan of Christina Aguilera, big fan. Vocally, I feel like she's one of the best, maybe top 5, you know, like Whitney, Mariah, Celine Dion, Patti LaBelle, and Christina Aguilera. Like, we're talking like A+++ vocals. And like I told you guys this week, R&B is my favorite genre of music. Well, reggae, R&B, and then rap. But yeah, anyways, shout out to Christina Aguilera. I miss you. I hope that she, gets back in the booth, because any Christina Aguilera song or album that comes out, I automatically listen to it first day. Really miss those days. Our ninth quick story. Diddy looking thinner and grayer during his last court appearance, witnesses say. All right, I don't understand why this is news. Diddy is a billionaire that has chefs and people catering to him daily, 24 hours a day. And the man's in jail eating jail food. Have you ever been to jail and gotten jail food? Like, it's horrible. Of course he is going to lose weight. Everybody that goes inside always loses weight in the beginning because the food is horrible and they're also depressed and scared. But once the court case is over and let's see, probably going to stay inside, once you get acclimated and you're like, all right, I'm not coming out. And then you say like, all right, this is my home for the next however long he gets. Then he'll start putting his weight back on and he won't be as stressed. And then he'll be used to eating the food. It's like your appetite changes and so does your palate. And then he's going to like, oh, I can't wait for, my turkey dinner and I can't wait for my birthday because then I get steak or whatever it is. You know what I mean? Like, but I don't understand why this is headlining news. Like, of course, the one little thing though, the grayer part, I don't know what that is all about. How is he turning gray? But obviously he's getting thinner. Like, give me a break. All right, this brings us to question of the day. What's a beautiful city to name a baby? All right, I wanted to take this one out because back in the day, I actually wanted to name my daughter Paris, but I'm not going to do it now because I was with a girl who I was with and we always said that. So I just feel like it would be wrong to do that with another girl. So, but I really love Paris. So that's my answer. Somebody said Miami. Oh no, Miami. Would you want to name a kid Miami? Okay, I don't know. Somebody said Tokyo. That's dope. Rio, Denver, and Berlin. All great names. I feel like those were all used in the movies before. Somebody said Gag City. Bro, come on. What else? Phoenix. Somebody said Harlem. Harlem's taken. Isn't that one of Kanye's kids? Somebody said Saint and then middle name Lewis. Okay, that's just ridiculous. Somebody said Memphis. Memphis is kind of cool, Yo, Memphis, come here. That's actually kind of cool, can't lie. Somebody said Hannah Montana. Okay, funny. Charlotte, that's a nice name. Charlotte, but that's been used so much, right? All right, what else? Egypt, of course. Savannah, we all heard. Aspen, that's really dope. I'm trying to look for T because I want all my kids to have T's. My mom, dad, and sister are all T's, so we're all T's. Somebody said Nala. Houston. Houston's pretty dope too, though. Houston, that's pretty good. Dallas, no. Sounds, no. Chicago, of course. And yeah, that's really about it. All right. Nothing that I would name my kid. What's a T name? Help me out. A T name for a daughter that's city. And yes, I'm saying daughter because I want all girls. I want 5 girls. Maybe one boy, but I want all girls. All right, let's go to our second question of the day. Yes, we have 2 today because it's Friday and I'm in a good mood. All right, our second question of the day. What's the best advice you've ever received that changed your mindset? Y'all know I like mental things and to, give out strategies out there. So I figured this would be good. All right, somebody said, don't argue with people whose sole purpose is to misunderstand you. It's really good. Somebody said, the breakup is the blessing. It gets you closer to what you deserve. Woo! I love that. Yes, that is cognitive behavior therapy. And that's a type of therapy that I do. It's repurposing everything. So when something happens to you, it's that you think is negative, change it to a positive. Like, whew, glad that's over. It's bringing me closer to the next person. Love that. Somebody said, don't date somebody based on potential. Wow. That's kind of hard though, because I understand what you're saying, but you're right. Because I've been let down before being like, yeah, she can, she will, she might, and she didn't. What else? Better days ahead. You won't always wake up in the morning with a heavy heart. Okay. Somebody says, don't dwell on the past mistakes. Create your future narrative. Okay. Somebody says, stop trying to figure out why they did what they did to you and move on. Woo! I am somebody that would do that. Try to figure something out because my mind's always thinking. That's really good advice. It's hard though. It's hard to just, all right, done, Somebody says, everything happens for a reason. All right, I feel like that is so underestimated because everyone's heard that before and people don't necessarily believe it. One of my good friends is like, how could everything happen to you for a reason? That's impossible. And I 100,000%, even before therapy, even before cognitive behavior therapy, like I agree with that. Every single thing happens for a reason. You're never going to be able to tell me different. All right, I'm going to leave it there as that. I don't have anything. Everything around you is a reflection of you. Woo! That's a bar. That's a great one to end. I always say that to another friend of mine. When I say a friend of mine, I'm only really talking about like one guy that like I grew up with. But anyways, We're so different. It's crazy. But I 100% believe that you are what you eat. Everything around you is 100% reflection of you. You want to be successful? Trust me, try to be around successful people. If you want to do something, but the people around you don't have the information, the determination, the willing to be successful, they're not only just going to bring you down, but they're not going to be able to give you any sort of information or help you or guide you. You have to be around positivity. 1,000%. Like, your friends are your friends. Yes, if you're like my friend who I'm talking about, yes, we're friends since kindergarten. Like, okay, I don't really feel like that's friends to judge. That's nice to judge on that. But hey, yeah, I just met this guy 2 years ago. If I know that guy is into this, it's 100% reflection of you. Love that. All right, I'm going to end it up there. Love that. Give me some good nuggets in the comment section below, or send me an email, and maybe we'll revisit this next week, because I really love these things. All right. Yeah, comment below, send me an email. All right, this brings us to sports news. Penny Hardaway lists his NBA Mount Rushmore. Of course, Michael Jordan, Shaquille O'Neal, Kobe Bryant, and LeBron James. Anytime I see an NBA list, all I do is look for Kobe Bryant, because we all know that Michael Jordan is going to be on there. Like, it's just obviously a given. If Michael Jordan's not on the list, don't even talk to me. But I don't like how recently Kobe has been kind of like left off. But I love this. Shout out to my guy, Kobe Bryant. Y'all know how I feel about LeBron James already. I'm just joking. That's my guy. All right, guys. Thank you so much for hanging with me today. Friday, my favorite day of the week. But I had a great week. We hit our 400th episode. If you want to see it, go check that out. One of my favorite episodes. And I told you guys a story about how this podcast got catapulted. It happened overnight. And after me, working for 2 years, by the way, I don't want you people to think, oh, it's just overnight, just like that. But anyways, I tell that story. Every 100 episodes, I tell you guys something intimate about me or the podcast. So great episode. I love all the comments under that episode. I was scrolling through them all yesterday, saying thank you to the people who wished us a happy 400th episode. So thank you so much for that. Great week again. More views, more subscribers, more comments, more likes, good and bad. I see them all, and we are thankful for everything. So thank you so much. Great week, and I hope you guys have a great weekend. All right, before I let you guys go, I just want to remind you of all the ways to keep up with the Trend Out Loud podcast. If you're used to watching this show on YouTube or listening to it on podcast platforms, please try to check me out from Monday to Friday from 11 to 12 on CFQR600.com or 600 AM if you're in the Montreal area. We do play the Trend Out Loud podcast, but we mix it in with 90s and 2000s hip-hop and R&B. It's a great way to get your entertainment and viral news while listening to your favorite hits from the 90s and 2000s. All right. Vice versa, if you're used to listening to the show on CFQR and you cannot always catch the show because it's 11 to 12, you might have a Zoom meeting, you're busy, I get it. I'm going to give you 3 ways to keep up with the show. One, on CFQR 600's website, when you click Listen Live, there's another tab that says Listen On Demand. Click there and you'll see all 402 episodes. Listen as your heart contents. And it's Friday, so you could do a deep dive. The second way is, of course, on YouTube. Don't forget to hit the follow and subscribe button. We upload daily on YouTube. And lastly, we are available on all podcast platforms. Just go to your desired site, type in Trend Out Loud, the show will pop up. And again, don't forget to hit the follow and subscribe button so that you can be notified every time we upload a new show. Just like YouTube, we upload daily. All right. For social media, you can follow me on any platform. It's always the same handle, Trend Out Loud. And don't forget to follow the media company, Exclusivity Media, on Instagram. For those of you who are listening on CFQR, do not touch that dial. My homeboy Don Smooth is coming up next with the lunch mix from 12 to 1. And Don is always dropping the hits. One day, Don and I should have a clash, like my hip hop and R&B against his hip hop and R&B. That would be really dope. Don, I'm calling you out. We got to do a sound clash, man. The best hour in radio, 11 to 12, Trend Out Loud, and Don from 12 to 1, man. All right, guys. And also everybody on the station, too. Shout out to everybody at CFQR. All right, guys. I'm about to go kick off my weekend. Thanks again for a great week. I hope you have a great weekend, and I will see you on Monday. Peace. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It's your boy, Trend Out Loud. Peace.